Hello everyone and welcome to iTie Indie Time Interview Edition. I am Ninja Guy X and today we have a special guest as usual. Pretty exciting. We have a co-host with us also pretty exciting. It's going to be a little bit different because we talk when me and this co-guest, when we talk, we get really into it. So it's going to be pretty fun. So guys, if it's the first time you come here, iTie is a show where we interview indie game developers. So, there's a lot of shows that does that, but there is something very unique about my show, and it is that I wear a tie. Yes, today I am wearing my very colorful controller tie, and it's a very nice one with some batteries, electricity. Of course, we got to charge our controllers whenever we play some awesome games. So guys, thank you very much for coming in, and without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce our co-guest, the one, the only, Mr. Vivi Plays. Oh, well there.
Hi.
How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good, and because I knew I was going to be on your show today, I made sure to bring my tie. It is a parrot tie, so, got indie time together.
Ah, that is so cool. You are the first co-guest who actually brings in the tie, so, hats off to that.
They've got to make an effort.
Yeah, maybe I should give you like a raise of salary or something, right? Because you're a good sample. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Perfect. And today I'm
Double is zero, but
Yeah. Well, today I'm actually wearing this shirt on purpose, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But it's going to be pretty fun. Now, before we go to our guests,
our guest.
We do have a guest. Yes.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, I just want to say hello to Gladiator, who's in the chat. He says, "I am new, and I don't wear ties. I wear scarves." Well, it's close. Maybe you'll get like a third of a salary increase because yeah.
This is a very thin scarf, isn't it?
It is kind of. It could heat your neck somehow. So you never know. We got Dead Dog in the chat. Welcome, my friend. All right, so people who were in Stadia. So me and Vivi were a lot into the Stadia community. This is where we started doing our content. Well, Vivi did content for other things, but this is where we were mostly inside the community. And the reason why it's so exciting is because this developer showed interest in putting his game on Stadia before the closure. Now, so without further ado, let's go ahead and show the one and the only. Nice. It's Mr. Emrah. Welcome, my friend, with the nice mask. How are you doing?
Yes, all good. Thank you for having me. And nice to meet you. I don't have a tie. Sorry, I'm I think amateur for the day, but maybe next time.
Yeah.
Side down.
We'll put that in your yearly report there. We'll make sure to make a reminder. But welcome. Yeah. So all the way from Austria. That's super far. That is super late. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you coming here and giving us some more information on a game called Soul Passage, which we'll be talking. I see in the background you got a nice plushie there, which is very interesting.
Yeah, visit our little Hogley. I'm normally it's like a little enemy, but I'm also planning to have like a companion, and everybody likes it. It's so cute, and also like it's remind me from the everybody played Half-Life, and the guy from the Half-Life 2. It's similar. It's kinda
like head crabbing up.
The crabs. Yeah, that is so cool. Yeah. But nobody will want to kill that creature. It's like so cute, right?
Last weekend I was in a Button Festival in Austria for the second biggest game festival, and we had like some players, the 6 years old, the 7 years old, and the guy told me, "I don't want to kill this. I want to." This. And I said, okay, we will find something, and maybe I will use Hogley as a companion. Mostly, maybe you will hunt it down and grab it, take it with you.
You should definitely have an achievement for killing like 100 of the Hogleys.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man,
savage.
Just called You Monster.
Yeah, and you should definitely don't take any advice from Vivi. I forgot to tell you that before the stream, but I can maybe like give you a list of what to trust from Vivi and what not to trust, and then we can go from there.
Yeah, I will take that list.
So, Emrah, let's go ahead and start with some questions that we have. So, why don't you introduce yourself? And for the people who don't know you, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm normally designer, UI UX designer in AAA company, which I don't want to share the name right now. Also in my nighttime, also the weekends, I'm developing my solo game, The Soul Passage. I'm working on already like more than 2 years, and I finished art faculty and changed few countries, come to Austria, then start to develop my own game because the life was hard. The first time when I make like a life balance, and then I start to focus my game. I'm also writing like game scenarios and little stories, and Soul Passage is one of them, which I really believe and go into it, and why I started with that.
That is awesome. So, Vivi, I know that you had some interest into the type of work that Emrah is doing, right?
Yeah, so I've done my research. Sorry, I know everything about you. I know that you are into climbing, cycling, I believe, and I think you've done a range of jobs from events management, teaching, graphic design, and UX UI. And I was just wondering, sort of, how is those skills that you've got from those massively varied jobs going to help you with the development of Soul Passage? What are you going to bring from those roles into this project?
I think this is a really good question because the development is learning and prosecuting. Like you put everything that you learn on the way and you put them together. Why? Like some of us in the solo developers, but like a hobbyist. Some of us really amateur, but some of us really professional on this path. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm professional, but I'm in the learning process. But in your own life, how you finish or execute the stuff, you learn lots of skills. Like it's not about like art or also like a drawing or creating the scenarios of the game, etc. It's about like how you manage your time, how you integrate your work to the real life. I think what I learned, what I got from all the skills before, like events and the other side jobs, etc. I become like a more efficient worker for my own solo project. Right now, as I said before, I'm working like 8 hours nearby every day. In going back home, etc. It takes like a 9-hour food stuff and making cleaning the home and stuff. And I have like a 3 hours, 4 hours every day. If I don't know how to manage this 3-4 hours, there will be no Soul Passage anyway. This is the what I learned from all of my life. I'm already 40 years old guy. I'm not young. And and all the skills until now, it's helped me to execute everything right and put it on the order, from the agile development to the how you manage your own project, everything together.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. Where that's indie developers, what they say. What is one of the main challenge is the time management, because you get a lot of ideas, right, and just to put them all into execution without drifting away to something else. I heard that it's a very difficult task to do, and it's not something that I know about because it's not something that I ever experienced. It's always I'm always told directive and what to do and all of that. So I can imagine. It's a good thing that you can brag about this skill, because I think it's a really hard skill to get.
I think even if people before the start the development solo together with the team, with friends, doesn't matter. If they checked it with maybe 2 hours, 3 hour project management or development process, agile development process, some techniques like a Pomodoro and stuff, how you manage your task, how you finish them, how you organize them, then I think their path will be really clear. Also, we should, as a developer, doesn't matter, not only developer, as a professional or amateur, we should understand what we need to delete and what we need to put on the real product for everything. Like when you make a food, you take out from the like onion. You don't put everything together. You don't put everything, like you cut out and you only take inside the good part. You put it on food, and development is the same. If you don't need it, if it's not bring some value, if it's not bring some taste, if it's only for yourself, I think you should start to cut them down slowly. Not slowly, sometimes really fast.
That's a really good,
Yes, I mean, it's great to hear that you've started to think about time management. You know, you talk about your experience as project manager, because obviously with Kickstarter, there are a lot of risks. You know, there are lots of times where people, you know, start these projects, they get fully backed, and then, you know, you just find that things just spiral out of control. They get delayed, and, you know, some of them don't even deliver. So it's really great to hear that you've, you know, got that experience with, you know, project management, the time management, and it's that you're starting to think about those kinds of things. You know, what is it that is your key focus in terms of, right, I've got my, you know, I've got the funding, I'm ready to go. What is, you know, going to be key to make sure that you can deliver on the, you know, the timescales that you're given and on the promises in terms of content that you've, you know, kind of put into your Kickstarter?
Right now, when I start to plan all the process, which if people visit the Kickstarter at the end of the Kickstarter, they will see my timeline, how I make it until the 2026. The game will release in 2025, by the way. It's but normally game will finish in late 24, like maybe even mid 24. Mostly when I calculate some time management, I always calculate, okay, there should be like a minimum 25, maximum 30-40% the free time, off time, or some problem. You can get sick, you can have some issues, maybe you will have a technical problem, maybe technology will change and you need to adapt really fast. You will maybe not have a chance to pass it. Like right now I'm working with Unity, they are updating the Unity every day, and sometimes they are doing like a really nice addings. Sometimes you need like some new plugin. When you decide, you bring it in to take off your product, but it's take 1 more month from your product. With all of these, like what I understand in last 2 years of solo development, to like what is the risk, what is the time risk, and how can I manage my deadline? As I said, like it's mostly like a 25 to 30%, and I calculate all of this and put it on this timeline. I don't want to fail my supporters, and I don't want to people wait for like if there's no reason they don't want to wait, and you lose also your player base, which is not good. Okay, there is like on the market there are like games like a Silksong. Also, the people wait like a Cyberpunk, like an 8 year after
Too
the
long.
first after the first trailer, it takes like a 7-8 years. I don't even remember.
Crazy.
The game
I was
older
so
than me.
hyped for that first trailer, and then nothing.
Yeah, nothing happened. It's like okay, they are like a really huge product at the end. Like they have like a really huge marketing. Maybe they are doing this with reason, but I'm a solo developer. This is my first solo project, and I want to release my game and give them people, okay, this guy doing something serious. He has the skills, and he want to put this onto this game. And I want to do like more games at the end, and I need to build my own trust.
That is good to know.
I noticed you mentioned actually that you've got DLC and Soul Passage 2 already planned, haven't you?
Yeah, it's as I said, like I'm always writing like a small scenarios and synopsis and stuff for the games, and like a fiction stuff, and Soul Passage one of them. And the first version, the Soul Passage, is only entrance of the Soul universe. I create like one universe with the creatures, etc., and there are lots of different stories. And the Soul Passage, the Obligor, is the entrance of this universe. And after that, I am directly planning to make like a Soul Passage 2. I hope I will start working on 2026. if everything goes nice. But I hope everything will go nice because I believe in my product, and I believe on my art skills and the style. Okay, there is always like some problems. There can be like a bugs. Maybe there is like a lag on the art, but all of them is improvements process still. And I think I will, when I deliver in 2025, there'll be like a really nice product at the end.
That is very cool. I wasn't aware of that, and it makes sense because I know that Soul Passage is involved around multiple planets, multiple worlds that you travel across. So I can see how the world can be expanded, adding more worlds, adding more things like that. So I'm enjoying that idea. So we already started talking about Soul Passage, so might as well go into the meat. So Soul Passage is a 2D hand-drawn Metroidvania with some nice element of fast-paced combat, exploring and solving puzzles. Can you tell us a little bit about the game, just in general?
Soul Passage is like a one universe. It's like you start as an Obligor, and which is what is mean like obligated to do something. The story is like when you look at it from the overall, it's look like a cliche, because the Obligor lost his family and tried to save his family. He need to deal with the Soul Keeper. This is the starting of the story. But I think like every story and the like a main meta can be similar, but how you do the climax, how you arrange all the storyline, how you explain this, how you manage to show these worlds and the coloring and the actions together, this make the maybe really cliche storyline really nice. Because I am also planning like a little bit RPG elements, as I mentioned before. Also in the Kickstarter, they can check and the crafting features, which is mostly connected with the storyline.
So you're talking storyline. What's with the mask? Why did he put on the mask? Nobody cared who he was till he put on the mask.
The mask, it's this is the first copy, by the way, and as you can see, like one side is broken, which I will not tell you because this is the connected with the first chapter of the game, and it will be like a really nice surprise. But what I can tell, this is like a one equipment from Obligor's family, and it's pass it to him, and he need to carry this because all of the mask in the Soul universe has their own ability, and to have like a better abilities, you need to use the masks. And there are also like other artifacts and stuff on the game, which I start to create some of them already on the like a base game. It's the mask is connected with the family, and you will see the storyline. Cause why I say storyline, what I saw, like there are lots of nice games on the market, I cannot say, but when sometimes you open one game, like a really high product, really huge product, like a AAA plus, they spend like a $20 million, $30 million only for the advertisement on the basketball matches and stuff. And you take the product, you pay like a 200 euros start to play, and one guy telling a story, 25 minutes, start of the gameplay, and you're looking and you don't understand nothing because you are not there to watching something. You're there to interact with the storyline.
Yeah.
And what I want, why I'm always mentioning about the storyline, because the storyline is makes the game better.
Yes.
There are lots of indie games. Okay, most of the indie games are really creative, like by the feature side. Like there are lots of crazy features because indies are really curious people, and they take a risk. They put some effort on it and test like a new feature, test new mechanics, which the AAA, AA, or the budget companies cannot afford for it. But the indie people can do this. But on the side, when they do this, sometimes they don't think about the storyline, which when I think about the crafting, like traveling on the other worlds, and the combining the elements, the artifacts, etc., I combined all the features what we have with the storyline, because there should be some reason behind the action.
I love that because Metroidvanias is I guess one of the reason why I barely play them, because I need something to to a reason to progress to my game, and when there's no story, it's just I lose interest just because I don't know, there's nothing happening, right? So so I like this idea. Like, this is probably something that I'll be looking into for sure. So speaking of the story, let's talk a little bit about the main character, Obligor. So, very intriguing one, but he seems to have a pretty dark story, though, according to, seeing the description. Can you tell us a little bit about his background?
Obligor normally is not warrior, but he become a warrior.
Okay.
Normally, he is living on the really quiet planet, which is the people doing farming, and there are only some stories, some myths about the other worlds. Totally farming planet, but his father start this action. Because of him, everything is start. Because the guy who we will see him in some part of the game, he is also soul warrior, and he had some burden, and Obligor need to finish, which I can give you a general side, but I don't want to relieve on the storyline, and because the players will go step by step and understand the background of the Obligor, because I don't want to put the character on there directly to Obligor. Okay, we know a basic what he is doing, where he come from in generally, but he need to also relieve his own secrets and the family secrets on the game storyline, step by step.
So already started to put some theories in my head.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm like,
I like to hear them.
I mean, give me a nod, but so the mask, right? There's my theory. Belonged to his dad. The broken horn, he broke in combat with another soul warrior, and he dies. Obligor picks up the mask, puts it on, obviously to avenge his father. Realizes that they're on different planets, finds out about different planets, and travels to try to get sort of revenge and avenge his father. That would be my guess. Don't have to tell me if I'm right or wrong, but if I'm right, I'm sorry, but this is being recorded. This right here.
Yeah.
Cool. I like it. It's nice perspective, because you will really enjoy when you play it. I know it, and you will really like it. It will be really amazing for you to explore all the storyline.
I like that. So I can just see now Emrah taking his eraser, erasing all the story and rewriting it, right? Just because he got it all right.
No.
Yeah.
His dad was the bad guy. Yeah.
Like a maniac. So Metroidvanias like this, I'm assuming. Well, what I've seen from the Kickstarter, it's been inspired by things like Ori and the Blind Forest and Hollow Knight and all of these. They're meant to be kind of difficult, and me and Vivi, we were kind of wondering what kind of difficulty we can get out of the game, and if it's if you ease them for people who never tried these type of games, if you ease them in and things like that.
As a UI UX designer and UX expert, what I am doing on my real job is making everything easier for people, not harder. Okay, the gameplay can be hard, and there will be maybe medium, low, high, etc. Maybe that much, etc. This is totally different. I try to make people the game is really easy to play, understand by the gameplay. But there will be different levels of the gameplay, like a story. Only they will explore the fights. Will be really easy, and the dodging skills, etc. It will do even automatic for some cases to give you all the storyline. and you will explore the worlds, travel, and the jumps will be easier. Your gravity will be changed. These are the general differences for the gameplay, but the storyline will not be affected from these reasons, because lots of people who is playing the Metroidvanias and the platformers, they also like to play like a soul-like, also roguelike, and I like to have those kind of elements in some of the levels, like Hollow Knight. Like you can play in iron, and then when you die, the game is over.
Oh wow.
And also when you
Feels
play
so.
Witcher, if you reach the plus version, you need to finish on the high level first, and then when you die. It's all the storyline goes delayed, bam. To some wise people, they are back up their saves for it, but in daily basis, yeah, it's. But I want to make the game, the enjoyable, playable, and how they like. In general, there will in the base there will be like a 3 different style gameplay, and with the DLC, I am planning to have like a 1+1 with like a really deathmatch style. Also, some people, the Metroidvania players, they also like to have a boss rush and like enemy rush, etc. Maybe I will give them this also, because it's already on my plan. When I finish the gameplay and everything, when I release it in the line, maybe 6-8 months later, I can start to create like some arenas and put the enemies with the different abilities, etc.
Cool, because obviously when it comes to UX UI, obviously that's where you've got your background, and you're talking about the controls difficulty, and there's going to be ways to change that. I believe when you first did the concept for Soul Passage, I think it's about 3 years ago, didn't it start life as like a mobile or tablet game or something like that, like where you control it with on-screen controls or something, if I remember rightly?
Yeah, you're right. When I started working on it, you did your homework really well, by the way. And the Obligor was like a black and white guy.
Big blob, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, like the bubble, and was flying. It was my first attempt. By the way, I'm normally like the flat designer. I finish art faculty, but when you don't draw like a 10 years working on in the graphic works and stuff, your hands start to shake and you cannot draw anymore. Like when I decided to work on Soul Passage, I learned the drawing from zero again. Right now I'm drawing, I am doing all the arts, etc. But it was painful process in first few months, maybe even the first year, when I start to create these worlds. Right now I'm really happy with the skill set I have, and if you play the demo, you see like a differences from the first early game visuals to the now. Yeah, it's totally different story and totally different style right now, and it's improving. And I'm trying to make like a final design, and UI UX sections helped me a lot, because it gave me to work and understand the general pipeline and how you work on the engine, etc.
Has anything carried over from that original, black and white design and the again, just mainly in style of like UX, UI and controls? Has anything carried over, or is it basically blank slate now?
It's totally from zero. It's cause I think the first attempt, I start the colorful one, I delete everything, not a delete, I put it on the side. Then after 8 months, I think, like 6 months, it was a tile based in early time. If you've seen on the Twitter and maybe on even in the YouTube, everything was tile based. And by the way, my wife is she's a nurse. Why I mention it, and it's really important. She don't have lots of connection with the computer and stuff. But when I start to work on my game, she want to help me. And she started to learn FX in Unity and coding, and she did most of the like FX what you seen on the game. She don't have art background, but she had really nice perspective from the AAA and AA and the nice products in general. And when I was focusing on doing like a tiles, because it was also by the production wise, it was really easy to do it. It's really easy to be a professional in short time in a tile map system. But she said, this is not look like Ori. This is not look like Hollow Knight. It's not. There's no deep, It's like a so flat. Everything's so flat. Emrah, you cannot do this. And
well, shout out to Turner then for turning that around.
And after that, I decided to delete everything what we draw in 8 months.
Oh everything. My gosh, everything.
Wow.
All the tile maps and all the basic starting animations, everything is gone.
Oh.
And then I started to draw everything again. I saved the main style, the colorful feeling and everything, like this vibrant feeling. But I take all the tiles and all the chapters was like only black lines, and I took those screenshots and I started drawing them. And then the product, the soul passage, start to have better visuals and a more deep style. Cause okay, I'm a designer, but I know like what is the parallax effect, how you put them on the normal screen. But when you are playing the game, it's like not only one side. It's you going up, down, left, right, like quarters everywhere, and you need to feel this deep effect everywhere. And it was like a really long process, but now it's proven progress, and we know what to do, how to do. And we learn everything. Right now we are putting on the demo, as I said. We already put in the demo, and the differences from the first to now, you cannot compare even. I think if people will check, they will say, oh, this is a different game. They will directly see it.
That's cool. But that's really good, because when you look at the trailer, for example, you know exactly what it is, right? Like there's like a vision on it, and it's showing it, and you don't need to worry about wondering what it is. So I really like that. So you've mentioned that you have a demo released for the game. So guys, if you're interested in the demo, I have a link to in my description for the Steam page, and you can download the demo right now and give it a try. So can you tell us what you've included in the demo?
Demo is really basic, by the way, because I don't want to leave anything from the storyline. And I make my first award application to the Saga Awards in Austria. By the way, we got it last week, which it's really nice. And the best developer in Austria, they said, for this week. And it's nice. And when I make the application, they said you need a demo. I said, I have a game, but I don't want to release anything. No demo, you cannot do it. And I said, okay, when I need to show the demo? They said, you don't need to show us. You give only like a basic bullets and stuff to us. But when the Austrian, the Button Festival will start, the people will try your game in real life, because they will vote for you also for the audience awards. I said, okay. But I had only 1 month. And in 2 nights, I plan all the demo areas, similar to like the Path of Pain, but the easy version, I can say, and create new world, new arts, new animation, new effects for everything, because we don't want to relieve anything from the real worlds, what we have, what we created. Wow.
When you said Path of Pain, I instantly started getting heart palpitations, I'm not going to lie.
Beside the like a trailer areas, what you saw, we didn't want to leave anything, because we don't want to share the like villages, the peoples, what is around. Then we said, okay, we will make like a challenge area for them, and they will see like a really basic mechanics. And we open them like a 3-4 abilities, like a double jump, the dash, and like the combo slash, etc. It's really basic, but they will understand my art style, and how I plan the game and what is the general visual communication on the game. And also they will a little bit know the Obligor's abilities.
Yeah.
Just this. But from my opinion, for demo, it's really nice. The first day when I released demo in Steam, it was like 40 minutes. But with all the feedbacks, we make it like a really easy, because the learning process for all of the Metroidvanias and platformers is really hard. And with the demo, you don't have a time to teach them, because they need to play like maybe 20 minutes. Then they will learn, okay, this is dodging, this is blah, 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 and I can this and jump back, blah. Lots of different things. And I said, okay, I will give them like a nice area, and they will have these abilities and directly jump on and try it. This was the mentality of the demo. Lots of people like it already, and we have more than a few thousand wish list on the Steam, which I'm really shocked. Honestly.
That's really good, actually, for something that's quite early in development.
Yeah, also, the demo is downloaded by more than 5,000 people.
Wow, amazing!
It's from my side, it's an amazing number. But I don't know. This is the number what I got from the Steam at the end, and because it's on the Steam store, and I know there's like also bots and stuff which is downloading the stuff if it's free automatically, but by the count, by the percentage, which I don't know yet. But we will see this in the real product how it goes.
That's cool. So basically, try the demo, but it has nothing to do with the actual game. So, keep that in mind. It's just like a little treat, a little something.
Vertical slice.
Yeah, just a slice. So definitely.
One thing for the demo, when they buy the game, when they have the game, this demo area, 10 times harder version will be there with the same visuals, but will not connected to the game. When you finish the game, there will be like a new path. And the one of the beings will ask you, do you want to have some challenge? And if you want, you will test it yourself.
Can you put that into the demo? Just like release the harder version as well.
Yeah, maybe. I think normally I was planning to have Steam Next Fest on the summer. But while the focus release in 25, and I think I will do the Steam Next Fest in 24, and we will have this demo for this year. But next year on the Steam Next Fest, they will have like a really nice the boss fights and every crazy like maybe even basic crafting. We can give it to them to test it, because the most important things is the creation of the masks and deciding your own abilities, what kind of gameplay you have, and for that it's nice to give them this opportunity to use maybe only like a 10 minutes gameplay, but they can create their one mask, fight with one boss, and see like some challenges. And I think this will help them to understand the general visual also of the game.
Awesome.
That is great. I didn't know that there were going to be another demo, but it seems promising. Definitely would love to see the evolution, between the demos and see how good it'll improve.
Normally, I wasn't planned demo to improve it, but lots of people like to play, like to test. And while I'm not planning to have early access or something like this, because I want to have like a full release, direct release, I hope bug free. I will push for it as much as I can for the QA, the quality control, quality assurance, as much as I can. I will do my best for it. But to people to understand the game, as I said, the game mechanics, because the game is improving, and they should see the similar feelings on the demo. Demo cannot stay on the ground, and I think I will sleep on it, working on it a bit, and make it to bring some of the features from the real game to there. Maybe one small planet to travel and see how to collect the souls and understand maximum 10-20 minutes gameplay, as I said.
Yeah,
that's good. You'll have like a little bit more reception towards the true vision of the game. So I really like that. So I brought Vivi here for a reason. This is actually a trap interview, and we actually want to talk about Stadia a little bit. We decided,
yes,
you know what, we were very excited, when we heard about the game showing interest into coming to Stadia. So I'm gonna, leave the questions to Vivi and talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I was a huge Stadia fan, massively involved in the community, and to be honest, I think both of us heard about this game through your potential interest in Stadia, and that is where I was originally going to get the game. Yes, RIP Stadia. Yeah. Obviously, you initially mentioned an interest in putting the game on Stadia. What reception did that have? Did you notice any, additional interaction with the community? And what sort of drove you to consider Stadia in the first place?
What can I say about it? It's really, I think from my perspective, it's really easy to explain it. How many players they have and what kind of community they have. The PlayStation has their own community, Xbox has their own community, the PC, I don't even mention about it, but the Stadia is cloud system, and it was really unique in its own way. Okay, there are lots of cloud system right now, but the cloud with only one, like a part of the console, even not the console, and lots of people who cannot afford for huge amount the equipment, they have the Stadia. And I saw in lots of small countries, which is not the really high budget things, lots of people were aware of this device, and they were pushing to have it, and it was cheap, and it was giving them to play like a really expensive games for 24 hours for enjoy, but they had this chance. And why shouldn't I? This was the main reason for me, because I want to reach more people, and I know the Metroidvania players. You cannot calculate the Metroidvania players by number. It's not possible, because the Metroidvania the players, like the tabletop RPG, they are like that, because they like to collect the stuff. If you do like a different 3 packages for different 3 consoles, they will have it only for their console. But if you do something right, and I know if people play in Stadia, and if they have a PlayStation, they will have it also in the PlayStation, also in the Stadia. And why they shouldn't have a chance to carry my game with themselves to everywhere?
Yeah,
because Nintendo is giving the Steam Deck giving this, but they are really expensive devices for lots of people. And I hope the Stadia is sorry we lost it, but maybe there will be like a new product on the way, which I'm fearing always. It's rumor, I know, not from the Google, from the other companies, even maybe from the Steam, maybe from the other companies, I don't know. But these kind of like really accessible cloud systems needed on the world, in all around the world. And if I have a chance to provide my game there, why not? This was my decision, and this was my thinking process for that.
Exactly. That is a Stadia bottle in the background, by the way, as you never started mention. But yeah, so like there are other cloud platforms. I mean, from GeForce Now, there's xCloud, Xbox Game Pass Cloud, whatever they call it nowadays. And there's quite a few different ones. Have you started to look into any of those other cloud platforms yet, or is it just one of those things you're thinking, well, let's get it out on Steam, let's get it out on these core platforms? Because I know you've got the stretch goals, for example. The first one is the Switch, and I believe you've got the other consoles that are going to come at a later time. Is it just a case of I'm going to get out on those 4 first, and then we'll look at cloud platforms later, or is it actually I want to be on GeForce Now, I want to be on xCloud?
Right now, the first I want to tell you, I will going to also update the graphics on the Kickstarter. I cannot update the packages because they don't let me do in the time of the Kickstarter. But when we found it, we will directly release also in Nintendo and the PC. on the
Very
funding
nice.
goal. We will not have the Nintendo for like a stretch. For PlayStation and Xbox, the putting your game to the different platforms without the right QA and also like a moving process, which is really hard because all of them has their own system, their own engine,
Certifications.
the certifications, and the certifications and legal processes. I don't want to mention about it. It's
Not good.
only from the technical side. The putting your game, like even the most basic game, to the different platforms is require like a 25% of your whole development process. It's from my perspective is like that because no QA, you crash.
Yeah.
There are lots of bugs. No UI UX for the different platforms because all of them, like you play on the PC with the keyboard or controller. In the PlayStation is different, and the Xbox is different, and there are lots of new devices, side devices people are playing. And if I manage, I want to provide the best experience for each platform, and this will cost me a lot, I know, on the way. My plan is like that. It's really clear. The go for the Nintendo and PC in the first, release it. Then after 6 to 8 months period, when you make your product perfect, bug-free, then cause there will be bugs, and there will be always bugs. Okay, we will release bug-free from our perspective, but we will not have a chance to test our product in 10,000 different processor or the computer or different style combinations of hardware and software. Only the players can do it by themselves to pushing the game, and we will get them and we will make them perfect. And then we will start to put it on the Xbox, PlayStation. I think we will directly put it on the market like a simultaneously. Nintendo PC, PlayStation, Xbox. And then after that, after 6 months, because I'm still searching and to have like a better, not a better, but a more platform to reach more players. Because every platform has their own unique player also. You should also understand that. Like when you release only for Steam, you lose 50% of the PC players. Because some of them is on the Epic, some of them is on the GOG, some of them on the Icho. Even some of them don't use these services. They are try to buy the game directly from the seller. Somehow there are because there are like a small companies who is doing that. And if you want to reach them, you need to be everywhere somehow. And this is a cost in some point to put it down there by the legal, by the certificate, by the putting the porting, the process. But I think we will manage really well, and we will provide them to really nice game at the end, as I said, like a bug-free for all the platforms as much as we can. And every feedback we will always consider and working on it. And maybe people will start to have the soul passage for full consoles for different platforms. And then the cloud system, I'm really interested in because I want to reach more players, as I said. And Nvidia and others, I don't know who is on the market in 25. We will try to be there. And but people should also understand that there should be like a player base, because sometimes you put your product to somewhere, and I can put my product in arcade machine today. They want to have it, but do you plan to have arcade machine $1,200 on your home? It's like, okay, maybe. Yeah, it's if it's reasonable why not? But global world and the economy is known, and we need to reach more players and bring them fun with normal costs, not like a huge cost, like okay, this is PlayStation exclusive, this is Xbox exclusive, this is Emrah exclusive. I don't want to do this. I want to give my game to people because I want to put something on this world and want them to remember what I did. This is the thing.
Well, you heard it here first. The Emrah console coming soon to a Kickstarter near you.
Nice.
Speaking of Kickstarter, obviously we've we've mentioned the Kickstarter a couple of times now, and obviously the Kickstarter is currently live. I believe you're about 15 days in. I think there's 14 days remaining, so just over 2 weeks. Games like Hollow Knight, for example, took 25 days to reach funding goals. So, you're heavily on your way. If anybody is interested, by the way, I think, Ninja Guy, you've put a link in the description?
Yeah, there's a link in the description of that. And there is also a link of Emrah's Twitter. So if you want to, keep up to date with everything, yeah, definitely check it out.
Yeah. So you've obviously now put the game onto Kickstarter. How's the journey been from, starting to create the Kickstarter until now with all the updates and all the people starting to fund it? How's that journey sort of been?
I'm not social media guy, by the way. Like my social media setting, the skills are really bad, as you can imagine. Okay, I had like Instagram and stuff before, but the Twitter is and the game community, it's really new. And I'm trying to do this in 1.5 years after when I start to work on the game, and I open a Twitter and I focus on the Discord, etc., and try to reach as many people as I can. Right now I have some base, which is really good. They are really supporting me in everywhere. But my reaching point is really still the circle is really small. I'm trying to make bigger, and right now from the Monday on, I will work with the one agency to make Kickstarter possible. Because with my personal marketing, it's not going anywhere. It's going something because, as you can see, it's already 23%. But I had also a bad things on when we launched the Kickstarter. It was really hard journey to make your Kickstarter page perfect, understandable. It's a hard journey, but right now I have really nice page. It's really good from my perspective. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's a good page.
There are lots of the scammers on the Kickstarter. If people plan to open a Kickstarter, they should be aware of this, because nobody warned me before I launched my Kickstarter. They bake you with really huge amount in the first hours, and they took this money out. Can you imagine a $2,000 for 1 hour, and you lost it?
Wow.
You don't lose anything, but what people see is your project goes down. And for my project, is the basic pack is €20, and with €20 you have a digital game. And if somebody put a €2,000, it's mean somebody put 100 packages. And when you took it out, they will not think one person. They will think 100 people left the Kickstarter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's happened 2-3 times already, and still it's happening, which you cannot do anything. I put them to spam. I talk with the Kickstarter, but people are opening account and they are all. By the way, they have a reason for it. They want to sell you a shady mailing packages. And what I got as a message, the guy said, if you don't buy my mailing packages, everybody will left your the Kickstarter like me.
Oh my gosh.
This is your project will go down. And
it's like phishing. Oh my gosh.
Why you do this? It's it's crazy. I take a screenshot all of these messages and stuff, and when I finish everything about the Kickstarter, I believe I have 15 days, but I believe this project will be funded and I will finish the Soul Passage. Because why I'm going to the Kickstarter, by the way, is because I need a team. As a solo developer, it's really hard to finish the Soul Passage in the high level. And to build the team of 4, I need this starting.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys, you need to deal with those guys. And but when I finish the Kickstarter, as I said, I will make like a YouTube video and start to relieve these messages and all the story about the Kickstarter, because there are lots of YouTube videos and stuff which you learn also in the Udemy about the Kickstarter, how to make campaigns. You can do the graphics, you can do you can write lots of nice stuff. Everything is perfect, but doesn't matter. If you don't know how to deal with those kind of scammers, if you're not ready for it, it can break you. It can break you, because I saw like some people, they cancel their project only because of these reasons. I don't know why people don't share this information with other people to help them, but I'm planning to do it. And when I finish the Kickstarter, like a perfect or like in the bad way, it doesn't matter, good or bad. Maybe it will not be funded. I hope it will be. But still I will share this information, because I know after me, the people will need this information. Because as I said, like doing the graphics, you can learn, writing the stuff, you can learn, but understand the people and the scammers, it's another level of the marketing, from my opinion.
This is the first I've ever heard of that. Because I mean, I'm a Kickstarter addict in terms of a backer. So I'm like a serial backer on Kickstarter. So that's something that, I mean, it kind of makes sense, because you see all these really terrible mailing lists, or like about saying the latest Kickstarter and all that. I get a load of spam about that, and it now stands to reason why people put their stuff on there, because as you said, they're getting sort of kind of blackmailed really into joining their mailing list.
Yeah, for sure.
By the way, those accounts who send these messages, they are mostly like 2-3 days old maximum, because I know I think they're sending these messages to everyone and they got spammed and the Kickstarter delayed their account. But still, they can create this account, they can reach you. It's because you can create as many email as you want, as many phone numbers you want. It's nobody will check this.
And it won't end there, because whenever you release your game, people were like, there's going to be like content creators requesting keys, and it's only going to be to resell, right? Like there's just going to be some scams everywhere, so you got to be careful with that. But I'm like Vivi, I've never heard that before. I never heard people scamming through Kickstarter. That's a first to me.
What I want to tell you, this is really like a joke. The one guy contacted me from the Soul Passage webpage, the mail from the info mail, and he asked about the demo case, which my demo is free, to like provide his own the people or friends and stuff. And I said like maybe this is automatic message. Could be automatic message.
It has to be.
Didn't open like a Steam page. It didn't see like it's free. You
should have given him some keys. You should have just written down some random numbers and said, "Hey, yeah, sure, it's 50. It's 50."
Then like the demo
would be pound per key.
Then like the demo would be for sale, like on somewhere. That'd be so funny.
If you give me like 100 keys or something for the demo, I can promote your game and stuff. Like demo is free, man.
Just done it. Just do it. Just give him the keys.
Yeah, it's free advertisement, right?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. You missed out there, mate.
Yeah. That's amazing.
People are really strange.
Should we move on to more positive things? Obviously, this is a bit of a down. Let's go back into the fun stuff. You've got a few like physical tiers. I've seen somebody in the chat saying that they really want the plushie that you've got there. Just talk us through some of the physical goods that you get for the game, and what people can get themselves.
Yes, I can mention about them. The most lowest one is the Hogley. It's normally the guy is your enemy, but people love it, and I think he will be your companion when I release the game. Right now, I'm working on a new AI for him, and will follow you, help you, and fight for you. But first, you need to hunt it. This is the idea, but still, also the meta, also the storyline, it should somehow connect it. And also, I have Obligor.
Nice.
This is also the first copy, and it's
I've got him as well. I've got one as well.
Yeah. It's this is hand painted version. I'm also
Wow.
planning to release the hand-painted version, but depending about like numbers of it, as you know,
Ooh.
and also for the highest packages, I have the handmade Obligor mask. It's the made in Indonesia, from the one mask maker. I visited Indonesia last year to mostly because of this reason in general, and there are like a mask makers. They are creating the mask for the rituals because the Buddhist people and shamanist people, they are going like some rituals sometimes in as I saw, and this guy is creating like a really nice mask for them, and I asked for it, and he also created one copy of this, and this is the first sample. But when you look the handwork and
I
everything,
love the
it's
detail. Yeah, it's
Wow.
amazing.
yeah, I really like it. I have like the better plan after when I got it, and when people order this, and they will have the upgraded version. Because this guy also who does this like a mask, he had like a really nice what can I say, some stylish wood and stuff, and I like to use them for Obligor mask, and all of them will be unique by each.
Amazing. And we have a question in the chat. Can the plushie be added as an add-on, or do you have to go for the high tiers?
Yes, this is like the bigger version, because the plushies, it's they're like a really expensive in the like a low quantity, but we will have like a two size. This is the bigger one, and then there's like a little one, and you can order both of them. Also the Obligor, also the mask, and as an add-on. But the Kickstarter system, as you know, like if you only order digital copies, I think it's not let you order the physical add-ons. Just
Right.
I don't know, because some people write me this from the Kickstarter, and I asked about it, didn't get any return yet. But should be possible, but I advise them to check like how it goes.
Awesome. And by the way, Zarina, no, that's not real. It's unfortunately just an image.
But you will have it, no problem.
Eventually, yeah. It's just a placeholder, right?
Yeah, just a placeholder for the real life-size Obligor I'm gonna get.
Exactly. Real life. You're gonna be able to high five him and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. The mask reminds me of like, I don't know if you ever seen the game called Absolver, but that's a game involved around masks also. So, and they did like a mask that you could wear also like as a special collector's. I was just wondering if you were aware of that, but it doesn't seem like it. So that's interesting. Yeah.
No, I'm not aware of it, but I will like check it.
Yeah, I'll write it down in the chat.
Maybe there will be like some similarities.
Oh,
also.
I don't think it is. No, not too much. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a physical reward for like for the game, I believe.
Yeah.
So, one thing you did mention before is that you're looking to hire on the Kickstarter. It says you're looking at 2 developers, 1 VFX artist, 1 SFX artist, and an animator. Do you currently have like anybody lined up for that? And are you planning to ditch Adam once you're funded?
Right now, there are lots of people who is writing for the animation and also for the sounds. But what I want to admit that the finding the the developers is a hard one, because the developers are mostly busy and they are booked for like 1, 2, 3 years. Right now, my friend Adam, he is helping me when I stuck with some codes, and but in the first part, he will be the part of the team. And also, I like to have like one more senior developer, because from the budget wise, if you look the working with the senior developers, it's really expensive, and when you calculate with the funding limit, what I am focusing on, it will not even pay for the one developer for 5 months.
Oh wow!
It's so clear. It's for the Because in the real business side, it's totally different story. But I already put my own fundings as much as I can. The going to Kickstarter is make this my personal funding full, also making the product like a one higher level. Because it's really important to have like working with the better developers, better artists. Okay, I know how to animate, but somebody after me should make fine tuning. Still, when I watched the Obligor like 10 times, I saw like some glitchings and stuff, which the still learning process, but to be a perfect, you need to work like a 4,000, 5,000 hours on something, which I don't have this right now. And but if I can work with the one professional animator, like she can check, like they can check the progress and also prove my progress and give me like a real feedbacks, and we can make the soul passage better. Because I'm also planning to have like a different the killing animations for every boss, and depending about your gameplay, and unless like a 2, maybe 3 per each for bigger bosses, not for every each, but why not? Because the people like this, and sometimes the AI should take over for 2 seconds and you should watch, not long, but you should see, okay, this action is happening and I want to give this style, these things together, the features together with the animation and the gameplay to the player, and which I cannot do by myself, and why I'm focusing to fund this Kickstarter and make my team bigger.
So it's going to be like for the big boss or the big story moment, it's going to be like a sort of cinematic, more sort of, make you really feel something about the death of the boss. That's sort of the style you're looking for.
By the way, I'm not planning to have cinematics. Like sometimes they are cutting me off, and I want to have most of the actions in-game. They can be still cinematic, but they will not be cut cinematic.
That's what I meant. Like, the cinematic
like,
rather than a cutscene.
Yeah, it's all directly on the game area, and you will see what will happen. Maybe you will have even like a little control. Action will happen, but you will not cut it from the screen to go to the other screen. The flowers will not come, and the world will not change. Yeah. And you will stay on the scene, and you will feel everything what's happening.
Lots of sprites, assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. I think we have one last question here for the interview. But before we go to the last question, also we're going to open it to the chat if anybody wants to ask a question. But I just want to say, support the Kickstarter, guys. This is an amazing game. We want it to be, more polished. We want to have like more work on it, better quality. So definitely go have a look. You don't have to worry about not having money right now. They only take your money at the end of the Kickstarter if it's successful. So definitely just put your money in. It'll help him a lot because it like gives him just better logistics and like being shown as a first person. By the way, congratulations on being a project we love, because this is not easy on Kickstarter. So congratulations on that, and that's awesome. But with all that said, the one last question: if you would have a choice to live permanently on one of the planet in Soul Passage, which one would you take and why? If you're allowed to talk about it. I don't know if you want to reveal that or not.
We already know 2 planets, so I suppose you can at least pick one of the 2.
Yeah.
On the real storyline full, as you remember, I mentioned there are like a huge universe, but for first story we will have like a few planets we will see, but in the bigger scope, there's with the DLC there are 11 planets right now.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Make the base concept arts and stuff, and This is a hard question. I don't know the answer.
I knew I was gonna put you to the spot. Yeah.
Okay, like if I wanna, okay, I will live in Ayna. Ayna means mirror in Turkish language, by the way, and it's a little bit chaotic and different planet, and there are like witches and lots of like magical stuff. Also the creatures in the ground, and people are living on the towers, and which is on the sky, and on the ground is totally different world and a dangerous world. And if I want to leave, I want to live there because it's dangerous. Also, you have like a nice sky. Why not?
Love it.
I see. Tarkek sounds like it's more my planet. You know, this trouble's rare. It's a little planet. You know, it sounds more friendly than the one you're on about. You know, I just want to live somewhere. You know, no trouble.
And now Emrah is just like writing on his note, like, okay, make it super dangerous for Vivi, and then, you know.
I don't like purple. It's my favorite color, so you know, it's also quite a nice color choice for me. I did have one other question actually, because Ninja Guy X loves arson, right? What are your thoughts on it?
What? That's not true.
What? Sorry, I didn't get the question. Sorry.
So we have an ongoing meme basically that Ninja Guy X loves setting fire to things, right? What's your view on setting fire to things, good or bad? I think it's bad, but Ninja Guy loves it.
I don't want to say anything.
Ha! He's with me. I mean, I'm totally not into arson. I don't know what
I didn't say nothing. For both sides.
Oh my gosh.
It's not burning his bridges here.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. That's my favorite quote, actually. So yeah. Oh man. All right. So Emrah, thank you so much again for taking the time for doing this. I know you have a long journey ahead of you to make the game. If you ever, want to come back around the release of the game, just give us a shout out. We'll be happy to get back to you and learn more about the game, and learn more about your future projects also. So really appreciate you taking your time for Austria and coming to the show and tell us more about the game.
I want to thank you too, giving me this chance, and also I want to tell you something about like a 2026 project.
Ooh.
When you finish first game in Soul Passage, you will have a chance to protect your saves and put it for the second game.
Oh,
okay.
And this will affect your second gameplay. And just let you know.
I love carryover
Before I
between
close.
games.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
such a cool-
I like to give all sequel control for the players, because what you select in the first game from the RPG storyline, you will have something on the second game, not something huge.
that's definitely
Because
something.
maybe even the main character can change because of your decisions on the first game. Just saying. Okay.
I love how Ninja Guy and both just went, ooh.
Yeah,
at the same
we're
time
trying
there.
to figure out the story there. Like, you're giving us little bits, and I love it.
I love it.
All right, so
Again, thank you guys. It was really nice to talk with you without a tie. Sorry, but next time
next
I will
time,
have my tie. Okay.
yeah.
You've got to get yourself a Soul Passage tie.
There you go. You
You
got
will
it.
have. You should do.
Awesome.
I will make it only for you guys.
Oh,
You
perfect.
decide
Yeah.
it, we'll
I want
wear
one.
it. Yeah.
Now, with that said, thank you very much, guys, and hope you have a nice Friday. Keep a lookout. We'll be doing more interviews every Friday, and so have a good one and enjoy your weekend. Bye, everyone.